every team deserves a spot in primetime, even the Cleveland Browns. And here we are, Week 10. The Cleveland Browns will be traveling to Baltimore to face the Ravens, an AFC North showdown. Mark, going to start with you. Browns 0-9, facing a first-place team. But this isn't really a first-place team that we all know as a team to be feared in the Ravens, right?
Yeah, I mean, they consistently put Cleveland in these what's been 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19 terrible seasons in a row up against AFC North competition on these once-a-year primetime games. This is a much different Ravens team than they've faced in the past. I think they're very faulty. That said, Cleveland's faults are unbelievable on defense. I do see hope on offense for Cleveland in terms of, some playmaking ability, but I cannot get past what I've seen the defense do and how they've devolved over the past 3 or 4 weeks on defense.
Even if the Browns are frisky on offense, they're not as talented as a team like the Steelers, which got shut down in Baltimore because the Ravens at home this year have been as good on defense as any team in the league at home.
Well, you can't run on the Ravens, and the Browns haven't really had a running game in 4 of the last 5 games. Duke Johnson, Isaiah Crowell, they're good players, but when it's 3rd and 8, 3rd and 9, or you're trailing and Cody Kessler needs to pass, I mean, you're not going to win, and I don't think they're going to be able to run on the Ravens. And old Brandon Williams playing well this year. You love Brando.
You never go at Brando. Never. No, what's a big Brando movie besides Godfather?
Streetcar Named Desire.
Yeah, you never go at Streetcar. That's what I call him.
You call him Streetcar.
Yeah.
I mean, Cleveland also, they're not protecting the quarterback, and that's been a theme all season. And even last game, you got Cody Kessler lying on the ground 2 or 3 times. You have to wonder how long any of these guys can last. And the Ravens, I'm not saying that they're the best pass rushing team in the league, but they've done some stuff, in terms of damaging the pocket and posing quarterbacks. I just don't like this matchup for Cleveland.
Who has more yardage in this game? Terrell Pryor or Mike Wallace? Wes?
Terrell Pryor.
Big game for Terrell. He's like one of the only guys you really get excited watching.
He had a better season.
He's had a much better
season. It's been
season.
consistent.
Although it could be a good day for the Ravens receivers against this Browns secondary, and they're the worst tackling secondary in the league, and that's good for your boy Steve Smith. Even though he didn't put up numbers last week, he looked like the old Steve Smith. It's a different offense when he's out there. I can imagine him bouncing off some Browns.
I agree with you. If you're the Ravens too, you have to go in. You're not just looking past this game. This is your chance to lay
your Super Bowl,
to take hold on the AFC North, because most people didn't expect them to beat the Steelers. You're now 4-4. You're coming off a Steelers win. It's just days later, and you get a cupcake in your own building.
And you got Cowboys in Week 11 on the road, which will be almost an impossible task, you would think. So you can't fall asleep against the Browns. But here we are, the part of the preview where at least 2 members of the podcast picked the Browns to win for the first time. Mark, we start with you. Will you be one of them?
No, I picked the Ravens last week. I'm going to keep riding this Ravens train. It's not something I want to do.
It's not a great
emotionally,
riding
but I'm
a
going
Ravens
to.
train.
Well,
ride it all the way to 8.
Just words. Just words.
Ravens, easy choice.
All right, I got the Ravens 24-6.
I want to pick the Browns just to annoy Dan because he really doesn't like all the appreciation
Too much.
the Browns have had.
Too
But
much.
I'm not going to. The Ravens are better, and they're at home.
Dan wants an 0-9 team to have less appreciation and less fun this season.
You know what? When you're 0-9, you're 0-9. That's all. But maybe not after this week.
0-10.
Well, they definitely won't be. They could be 1-9 or 0-10. They won't be 0-9.
You've done the math.
It could be 0-9-1. That's how it goes this year.